So let me tell you guys a story. I was about 21 years old at the time, and I was very out of shape. I was not happy with my body, and I made the decision that enough was enough and that I wanted to get six-pack abs and I wanted to lose all of my belly fat. So what did I do? Naturally, I went onto YouTube and searched up how to get six-pack abs fast. Now, the very first thing that popped up was a 6-minute video, and the title of the video was How to Get Abs Fast. I watched the video, and the video basically took me through a circuit of workouts, and it was all ab based. So it would have you do like 20 crunches real fast, and then like a minute-long plank, and then you would rest for like a minute, and then you would do that, and you do that like 5 times over. I was very excited. I had just cracked the code, right? I had just found a 6-minute YouTube video that was going to get me shredded, get me the body of my dreams, you know, like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or like Jason Statham, obviously. So I started doing these exercises. I went through these circuits, and man, my abs were so sore. I remember the very first day I did it, I thought I just climbed Mount Everest, man. I was so excited, I was so happy. I was like, man, my stomach hurts. This is progress. I'm making progress now. And I remember I did this every single day for about 2 weeks. And by the end of 2 weeks, I'd done tons of crunches. I've done tons of planks and sit-ups. And at the end of 2 weeks, after doing all of that, after dozens of crunches, maybe hundreds at that point, and aching abs, can you guess what my physique looked like at the end of that period? It was exactly the same. And that was a pretty harsh lesson for me. And so the very first truth about getting abs and getting rid of your belly fat is that abs are made in the kitchen. And now I know the very first thing that a lot of guys are gonna say is, well, abs can grow just like any other muscle. If you train them and progressively overload them, they grow the same way. This is true. You can grow your abdominal muscles. You can grow your abdominal muscles as much as you want. But the truth is, if you have too much body fat, your abdominal muscles will be covered no matter how much you grow them. You could do 1,000,000 sit-ups and grow your abs a bunch, but if you're 30% body fat, they're just gonna be covered by fat. And so that's kind of the harsh lesson that I learned, is that abs are made in the kitchen. What does that mean? Well, it means that your diet is really gonna determine if you have abs or not. Basically, what you need to do is you need to be at a low enough body fat percentage so that your abdominal muscles are visible. You don't have too much fat on your stomach to cover your abs, because if you have too much fat, you're just not gonna be able to see them. The truth is, everyone has abs. Everyone does. It's just most people have too much fat on their stomach to actually see them. So that's the reality of the situation, is if you want to get rid of your belly fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. But what is a calorie deficit? A calorie deficit means that you have burned more calories than the amount of calories that you've consumed. A calorie is just a unit of measurement. The unit of measurement that we use to determine how much energy you are putting into your body and how much energy you're using to fuel your body. So basically, you need to be using more energy than what you put into your body. If you put more energy into your body than what you use, then you store that extra calories as fat. It gets stored as fat. That's literally how you gain weight. So we need to do the opposite if we want to lose weight. So we need to burn more energy. And the way you burn energy is through things like exercise, like just taking extra steps, walking up the stairs, going to the gym, doing the treadmill. That's how you burn energy. So we need to burn more energy than what we consume. Now, the next truth about getting rid of your belly fat is that you can't spot reduce your fat. Spot reduction is this idea that if you do an exercise for a particular muscle, then you can burn that fat off in that particular area. So let's say that I wanted to get a really defined tricep. Spot reduction is this idea that I could go do a bunch of tricep extensions and really work out that tricep and specifically burn away the fat in the tricep. It's ridiculous, it's not scientific, and it's not how it works, but a lot of people think the same way when it comes to abs. And that's kind of like the example I was giving earlier, where I thought that if I could do 1 billion crunches, that I could actually burn the fat off specifically in my stomach and get lean. The truth is that burning fat happens when you're in a calorie deficit, and your body just burns it from specific areas as time goes on. So sometimes the first area that your body will burn will be your love handles or your arms or your belly, or sometimes the last area that your body might burn will be your belly. So it's just a matter of your genetics and how lean you are. But going and doing 1 billion crunches is not gonna get you abs. It's not gonna get you visible abs. So you can't spot reduce the fat away. And by the way, I understand what it's like to not be happy with your body, because for most of my life I was overweight. Just a couple years ago, this is actually what I look like. So through making lots of mistakes and doing a lot of things wrong, but eventually learning the proper principles of fitness, which took me a long time, by the way. It was very confusing because I was just getting so much information from different places. Some of it was conflicting, some of it worked for me, some of it didn't. But through learning this stuff, I was able to eventually figure out what actually works. And if you're in that position where you're still trying to figure out what works, and you're like, man, this is tough because I just don't know exactly what actually works and what doesn't work, what's true and what's bullshit. Well, I put together a course. It's called the Beachbody. And the whole idea behind the course is to simplify the fitness journey for you, to literally give you a step-by-step plan, my meals, my workouts, and the things that actually work so that you can skip the confusion. Because it took me about 5 years to get where I'm at now, when really I probably could have done it within 1.5 to 2 years, my full transformation, if I just had the right information. So that's the point of the course, is to just give you the right information. So if you're looking to skip the confusion, if you're looking to skip the headache of having to figure it out yourself, then go check that out. But anyways, I hope that this video helped you. Just understand that getting rid of belly fat really just comes down to being in a calorie deficit and getting leaner so that you can expose your abs. Anyways, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.